I like to know people personally as an investor. So I want to know who you are. And when I say I want to know who you are, I don't want to know who your father is and how rich or poor you are, but I want to know at your very essence, who are you, you know? And who are you, not only just you as the one visionary, but also your team. What have you done? You know, what have you achieved? It's very important to understand that. I think understanding your ability to clearly articulate the problem. I want to see the problem. I want to see that you are the right person to solve that problem and why that problem is important for you as a person to solve, because it has to resonate with you. I want to see how you're going to solve it, why, you know, why your solution is better than that of other people. So who's competing with you? And when you say to me that you have no competition, then that's probably the end of the discussion for us. Or maybe it is the start of very difficult questions, because I believe every business has got competition, and you just need to really spend time understanding what competition is. Because competition is not just somebody who does what you do. Competition is also somebody who's competing for the same pocket that you are competing for when you go to market, right? I want to understand what it will take to unlock. So the people, the systems, the processes, the how-to, the journey. You know, how are you going to go to market? Who are you going to go to? What is the price point? How do you know that that is the price point? Or how are you going to test the market enough to get you to a point where you can determine what the price point is? How are we going to make money, and when are we going to make money? Because in the tech space, that's also a very tricky answer, the part around how are we going to make money. Because depending on the type of tech business you are running, tech, you know, we'll take Amazon. Amazon took 14 years to reach break even, right? Now imagine if you're a 5-year investment horizon kind of investor, and Jeff Bezos tells you, well, dude, wait 14 years and then you'll get your money. You're probably going to be very jittery. So understanding what is value within the context of an Amazon, and understanding that if I get out in 5 years' time, will I get good returns out of that? So understanding that the business model really is very, very important. And I think a lot of the time people take it for granted that we understand the business model. In South Africa in particular, I must emphasize this. Most of the investors sitting on the other side of the table are like me, they're accountants. We are used to DCF. We want to see, as I say, visibility of profitability. I want to know what your EBITDA is in the next 3 to 5 years' time. I want to see it to be positive so that I can determine at what times EBITDA I'm going to exit, right? In the tech space, that conversation, if you're trying to build an Amazon, is not a conversation you need to, you can have. So you need to find a way of getting the accountant to understand the metrics that you use in the tech space. Because the metrics used in the tech space is very different to the metrics we use in traditional businesses. We who sit on the other side of the table half the time have got no clue what you're talking about. You know, it's just the reality. As I said, I'm an accountant by training. We can have a long debate about debit and credit. But if you're going to tell me about some platform that uses AI to do X, Y, and Z, you need to assume that I'm a 6-year-old and tell me the story in a manner that I can understand. And that's the power of storytelling, cannot be overemphasized. But it also has to be not only relatable, but it also has to be realistic. I need to be able to, you need to walk me through your thinking process so that I arrive instinctively at the outcome that you want me to arrive at. And that takes skill, I think, and training. And in fact, what I've learned is that the longer your deck, the less you know about what you're talking about. So the ability to, synthesize in a manner what you're saying in 5 slides, 10 slides, for me, that's a lot of the time says you really are on top of your game, you know what you're talking about. Because that's another thing that entrepreneurs need to appreciate, that investors are typically A-type people. So very fidgety and attention span almost very, very little. I'm one of those. My attention span is problematic. So you need to capture my imagination and my excitement as early as possible in the discussion. Otherwise, if we're 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in, and you're still on slide 5 of 20, and I still don't know what we are selling or what we're trying to solve, you've probably lost me for the rest of the hour that you might have set up with me. So the power of storytelling, and I think it is something that we need to invest in as part of the ecosystem. I don't think we invest enough in it.